Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm here with both guitars I recently reviewed. I've already gotten a bunch of comments about how these two guitars compare in my personal opinion, and that is the Jet Strat style guitar HSS and the Donner Q1 Strat style HSS. Very similar guitars. So let me give you my personal opinion on both guitars. So first off, they're very similar, right? And I'll go over some of the similarities. So both of them have basswood or basswood bodies from a wood standpoint. This guy has a laurel, Indian laurel fretboard, which is the Donner. The Jet has a roasted maple neck and fretboard. So that's a distinct difference between the two. The radius of the neck on the Donner Q1 is 9.5 inches. It's a typical Strat radius. The Jet radius is 9.5 inches, a typical Strat radius. The Donner is a little confusing, this Q1 model. It states that it has a radius of 9.5 inches to 14 inches, meaning it's a compound radius. It changes and gets flatter as you get higher on the fretboard. I don't know if that's the case or not, because it's very sketchy, the specs on this guitar, this model, this Donner model. The frets are nickel frets on both guitars. They're not steel frets, stainless steel. It claims to have bone nuts on both guitars. To my eyes, they're roughly the same color, these nuts. They could very well both be bone. Pickups. They're both HSS configs. So there's a humbucker at the bridge and two single coils. The Jet clearly states that they are ceramic pickups on this guitar, and I've read that on the forum and I've seen plenty of videos on it. This guy, there's virtually no info on this Q1. And on the eBay webpage, Donner doesn't even have a webpage for this model. The eBay webpage shows specs, and it states that these pickups are Alnico. I don't know. I can't verify it. They look to me to be the same as ceramic pickups, so I'm doubting that these are Alnico pickups. I'm pretty sure they're ceramic and they're misstated on the eBay website. Let's leave it at that. 22 medium jumbo frets on both guitars. Tuners. Okay, that's a difference. So you've got your typical sealed tuners. These are stamped Jet on the back of them on this guitar. And on the Donner, we have these, which are more vintage style tuners. Okay? This guitar weighs 7.4 pounds, the Jet. The Donner weighs 6.8 pounds. So the Donner is slightly, less weight, lighter than the Jet guitar, for those of you that care. The trem. You've got a 6-point trem system on here, on this Donner, as you can see, right? 6 saddle, 6-point trem. This has a 2-point trem, and it has the pop-in arm for the tremolo on this guitar, where that has just your regular screw-in tremolo, 6-point tremolo block. One string tree on the Jet, 2 string trees on the Donner. Really getting into the weeds here. What else? Let's see, what else? Oh, the heel joint on this guy is a beautiful sculpted heel joint. No metal, piece on here for the neck to attach to the body. No neck plate. It's just got the 4 screws. Really like the way that looks. It also has an additional cutaway here, which is, at least from a cosmetic standpoint, nice. This guy's more of the traditional Strat back. Doesn't have that cutaway. Has the neck plate with Donner stamped on it. No rounded or sculpted heel on the back. This has a thin trem block that I can see through here on this guitar. This guy has a thicker trem block on it. What else? The jack. Here you've got your typical Strat jack over here on the front of the guitar, the input jack. This guy, the input jack, is over here on the bottom of the guitar, which I personally prefer. I kind of like that. The other difference is that this has one volume and one tone, like the Yamahas. This guy has got one volume and two tones. Both have 5-way switches. Those are the compare and contrast of the two guitars. 6-ply pick guards, everything else is pretty much the same. Now, let's talk about how they match up in my rating of them. So, I'm giving 1 point to the Donner guitar for the what the heck did I give it for? Oh, for the traditional style of the guitar, if that's something that you're into. It's a more traditional layout of a Strat than this guy. It's a little bit different. So for those of you that are purists, we're going to give it to the Donner. That's 1 point. What else did I look at? I'm just trying to go over everything. Tuners. The tuners on the Donner are more stable and have less flux or movement in them than the tuners on the Jet. I actually think the tuners on the Donner hold tune better. So I'm giving the tuners a point as well. The Jet has a roasted maple fretboard versus the laurel fretboard on the Donner. I'm giving the point to Jet for the fretboard. I'm giving a point to the Jet for the 2-point tremolo system on the guitar. I'm giving a point to the Jet for the sculpted heel on this guitar versus the Donner. I like the bottom jack on this guitar better. I think it's a better design. Giving that a point too. And what else? The Donner also gets a point for lighter weight than the Jet. And I know older people like myself like lighter weight bodies on these guitars. The quality of the guitar out of the box. This Donner did not have any stress cracks or anything going on in the lacquer paint that cracked like the Jet did. So that gets a point for that versus the Jet. Now, in terms of the pickups, which is a huge part of the guitar, these pickups, to my ears, sounded better than the Donner pickups, both clean and from a distortion standpoint. There was less volume drop off from the humbucker to the singles. The cleans were a little crisper, a little clearer. These tended to sound a tad bit muddy, not muddier, much muddier, but a little bit more so than the Jet pickups. The Jet pickups to me sounded more Strat-like. They were more vintage Strat, bell chimey sounding pickups, where these sounded a little sharp, a little too much thickness on the distortion side, just higher output, just not as clean as the, if that makes any sense, as the Jet. Now, I'm not playing both guitars on this video. You've got enough of my butchering on the videos that I've already provided, so you can just go back and compare how these sound to your ears. But my preference is for the Jet on the sound. So overall, if we put all that stuff together and look at this guitar objectively, it's very close. Very close. A lot closer than I thought. But I'm giving the edge to the Jet. I'm giving it 5 points to 4 points. 5 for the Jet, 4 for for the Donner, but both are very good. Now, if you want to be real picky and give it, rate it based on the headstock, the logo. I like the Jet headstock better with the logo. It's kind of a stupid thing, a moot point, but you can give an extra point for that if you want and make it 6-4. But it's very close. I'm just kidding. It's very close for these two guitars, in my opinion. It's kind of like pick your favorite one. Both are great deals. The Jet is a little bit more money, right? But I think it's a better made guitar. It feels more solid. It feels like a real Strat, honestly, in your hand. Versus this guy feels a little bit cheaper. That's just my personal opinion. This guy again is $89.99 on eBay with an extra coupon. You can get it probably for closer to $82, $83 with a coupon. This guy is typically $249, $229. Sam Ash has it for $199, right? So you're paying about $100 more for this guy than you are for the Donner, which is significant. So if you're a student or just learning or just someone that picks up a guitar once every 6 months, 7 months, Donner's more than good enough for you. If you play and are serious about playing, maybe you play in a local band, a little band, playing out in your church, whatever the case might be, and you need something that's a little bit better, I would go with the Jet over the Donner. That's just my personal opinion. Both are good guitars. So, that's my comparison. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. If you like these videos, please subscribe. And until the next one, one other thing. Another point for Donner. So now we're going to make it 6-5. All right? Donner comes with a gig bag. And the gig bag I showed you on the other video. It's a decent gig bag, actually. It's not a dust cover. It comes with a gig bag. The Jet does not. And that was one of my peeves on my Jet review. Throw in a gig bag for crying out loud. So that's another point for Donner. So not only is it over $100 less, but you're actually getting a gig bag with your guitar where you're getting nothing with the Jet. Okay? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it, as I always say. If you have any questions, again, put them in the comments. Please like and subscribe if you value these videos. And until the next one, be well. See you soon. Take care.